Hello and welcome to this short video about FileBound Drive, where we'll see just how effective the Drive component of FileBound Connect is at presenting documents of all types held within the FileBound platform to its users in their native Windows Explorer application. This is all without the user needing to log into the FileBound web interface. If you'd like to know more about FileBound Connect, please watch the video linked in the description below, or click on the link that's just popped up on your screen. Some of the key benefits that come with utilising this powerful application include things such as FileBound Drive providing a simple way of sharing files throughout an organisation, be they Word, PDF, Excel, image, video, audio, the list goes on. They can be almost any type of electronic file. Once again, the files are presented within Windows Explorer, an application just about everyone is familiar with, which obviously improves application take-up and the user experience. This is done all without the user needing to log into the FileBound web interface. FileBound Drive also gives you the ability to apply a security layer over these shared files. This security layer is inherited from the defined user profiles within the FileBound platform. Additionally, with the ability to integrate with other third-party platforms, we have the capability to copy the files from FileBound into other applications like financial planning or accounting applications. I need to add the disclaimer here that this is dependent on the integration capabilities of the receiving third-party application. I'm sure you'll agree that this could be of fantastic benefit for the management of files, be they client-related, employee-related, operational in nature, the list goes on, all in one place using a method most people are used to, even assisting in ensuring compliance to various mandated regulatory requirements. So when I'm talking about it, let me show you what this looks like. And to do this, I'll take you through a few quick and simple demonstrations. So to start off the FileBound demonstration, the first thing I wanted to do was actually log into FileBound. You'll notice here for the non-FileBound users in the audience that I'm in a web browser. FileBound is deployed via the web, so we'll log in here as administrator. Firstly, to note, I'll be using two projects, or two document types, call it, to demonstrate what I want to show you. The first is client files and the second will actually be HR files. We'll click on search there and this will return all of my client files, and then we'll open up Avril's client file and we'll see there'll be a document in here. It's a dummy statement of advice document. We've got a number of different dividers, we call them, similar to what you see in Windows Explorer. And then down on the bottom left here, we've got the actual metadata, or the information that's been tagged against the file, so we could find this particular file in the future. If I was to minimize this and we have a look here on the right-hand side of some sample documents I'll be using in a minute, I'm going to come down and click on the FileBound Drive shortcut, and then that's going to give me my options depending on what I've made available via FileBound Drive. So we'll open up client files, and here we can see the list of clients. If I just pop that back up, we'll note the same list that we've got over here. And then if I open up Avril's file and we go into advice, we'll see the same statement of advice document. So I can open that up in Word and there's my statement of advice. Now, what I really wanted to show you is how easy it is to get documents into FileBound via FileBound Drive. Let's open up this investment folder here. We'll note there's nothing in there, and I've got nothing in my investment folder in FileBound. What I will do is I'll just log out completely. Don't need to do that. I just want to show that there's no smoke and mirrors. I'll click on the sample fund profile and I'll drop it over into the investment folder in FileBound. Now if I was to log back into FileBound, and we'll run the same search as last time, open up Avril's file. Now we can see in the investment divider I have the same sample fund profile. If I was to open that guy up, we'll see it's the same. Yep. So the second thing that I wanted to show you all is to do with HR files. So in order to do this, I'm actually going to tell FileBound Drive that I am Roy Orbison, who's an employee. You'll see there's method in my madness. You'll see that in a minute. So if I come out of here and we go and run a search on the employee files, you'll see we have one here for Roy Orbison. So according to FileBound Drive, if I just click off and click back on there, it now thinks I'm Roy Orbison, right? Over here on the right-hand side, however, I'm logged in as administrator, so I can see everything. Now, if I click on HR, the HR employee folder within FileBound Drive as Roy Orbison. Roy Orbison's restricted to his own HR file. Obviously, there's merit for that. Now, interestingly, if I open up the HR file within FileBound Drive and we have a look at it within FileBound logged in as administrator, you'll see there are actually a number of folders in here that Roy Orbison can't see that the administrator can. So perhaps Roy Orbison's manager or his HR manager or, payroll could see various other files, dividers like the correspondence folder. Or down the bottom here we've got probation documents, termination documents. So Roy Orbison can't see any of those, but he can see the ones he's allowed to see. So if I go into employee details form, for example, there's a sample letter of engagement, the same letter that we see over here. Now you can also restrict the ability to upload or delete documents as well. So if I grab this sample signed contract, let's go into contract. That email message there, you'll see the little red icon below my arrow tells Roy, hey, you can't upload this document. That's actually been restricted. This is a read-only file for an individual to be able to access documents. Now, completely hypothetical, but worthwhile showing you the security layer that can be applied over the top of FileBound that then also migrates out to FileBound Drive. So from the short journey we've just been on, I'm sure you can see the power of FileBound Drive within your own organisations, from simple file sharing to the deliberate and controlled sharing of files. Another huge plus is that FileBound Drive is actually part of FileBound Connect, along with what's called the FileBound printer, which is included in the FileBound platform. In simple terms, if you own FileBound on-premise or you have a cloud service, you actually have access to FileBound Connect and therefore FileBound Drive at no extra cost. The applications for FileBound Drive are varied and many, depending obviously on the industry and organisational requirements. Hopefully during this video the cogs have been turning and you've figured out a few ways FileBound Drive could be of benefit to you and your team. If you'd like to know more about FileBound Drive, FileBound Connect or anything else FileBound, please email sales@filebound.com.au. We'd only be too happy to discuss your needs and help where we can. I appreciate your time and your attention. Thank you.